Republican strategist Ana Navarro just embarrassed a Trump apologist over Trump's pardons on CNN, and this was a truly brutal takedown that shows that even Republicans can acknowledge the horrible events of January 6th and the consequences that came along with it. So in this video, we're going to take a look at that brutal takedown, but I also want to show you just how dumb this Trump apologist is, because yes, Ana Navarro completely embarrassed him, but he was already doing that on his own as well. Take a look.
I'm on the Rafael Ramos Foundation. He was the detective in New York City who got executed, and his partner. I set up their foundations pro bono, and I also represent the New York State court officers. So I'm very pro law enforcement. All I'm saying is we need to.
It's very hard to be pro law enforcement and be pro pardoning people who rioted against, beat up.
You never heard
more than
just. You never heard me say. I thought they should have been. You never heard me say.
Just because you
of the 1,500, it's not
way more than a handful, okay?
I bet you it's no more than 100.
I remember
I bet you 1,400 people are charged with federal trespass, which just doesn't happen. Ask him. It just doesn't happen.
Arthur, let's just stop with the hyperbole, okay?
It's not hyperbole. It's a fact. I'll be in federal court tomorrow. It's a fact.
You gave the impression that it's a handful of people who were charged with violent offenses. That is
They weren't charged with violent offenses.
That is not true. Okay, it is.
That was horrible to watch. He didn't have any idea of what he was talking about, and he was clearly just spitting out made-up numbers. How can you try to debate something that you literally have no idea about? He sounds absolutely insufferable, which is part of what makes Ana Navarro's takedown so satisfying. But even without being in a heated debate, Ana Navarro still has more common sense than any MAGA Trump voter. Just take a look at her calling out everyone who voted for Trump.
He promised over and over. So I would say to you, look, what J.D. Vance says has zero validity. 4 days ago, Pam Bondi in her confirmation hearing said that these cases would be looked at case by case. What Pam Bondi says has zero validity. There is one person who matters, and I think that the things he promised on that campaign should be taken very seriously. And if you voted for him thinking, oh, don't take him seriously, he's just joking, well, you screwed around and you're finding out.
Well, by Trump's definition.
This is exactly the kind of narrative that we need right now. Millions of Trump supporters are expecting Trump to lower prices, and they're willing to overlook all of the horrible things that Trump has said and done because they thought that he wasn't being serious. But he is definitely being 100% serious, and as Ana Navarro pointed out, these Trump supporters are going to have to find this out the hard way, and unfortunately, we're going to have to suffer through the consequences along with them. But hopefully, once they finally see that they got none of what they voted for and all of the stuff that they thought he was joking about, they finally realize just how badly they messed up. I know that's a hard bar to achieve, especially with people like that Trump apologist spouting lies and nonsense, but hopefully they will see enough evidence with their own eyes and their wallets to realize that. But now that we've seen just how idiotic that Trump apologist is and how powerful Ana Navarro is, let's take a look at her completely embarrassing him on live TV.
Officer Jeffrey Smith, Metropolitan Police.
You know how many cops die by suicide all the time?
I'm going to say their names, whether you like it or not.
You can
he
say
died by traumatic brain injury, and he died by suicide. Officer Howard Livingood, Capitol Police, died by suicide. Gunther Hashida, Metropolitan Police, died by suicide. Kyle DeFreytag, Metropolitan Police, died by suicide. So
that was a powerful moment that I think we all needed to hear. We need to remember the names of those who were lost as a result of January 6th, because we shouldn't let time or Trump apologists fool us. This was an attack on our Capitol, our government, and our democracy. We have the video footage of it, and we even watched it live as it was happening, so please don't forget. And for anyone who's confused why a suicide would be the result of January 6th, please do some research. It's not that hard, it's very easy to find. There are many articles written about it with interviews from the families of the officers. There is no doubt that January 6th was the cause, and I implore you to read their stories. It is horrific that Trump basically pardoned everyone who was a part of January 6th. They tried to overthrow our government and stop the peaceful transfer of power. They are not Americans, and the fact that Trump thinks that they're the perfect example of one is really disturbing.